Hi Pazit, this is Jesse Andrade and Mark Hatch here in Salt Lake City. It is the 23rd of January 2014. We wanted to show you something that we've developed primarily to help SRT. We thought that Casper was dragging its feet, so we decided to go out and make something similar, but it would be focused mostly on helping SRT be valuable. We call it the Ophthalmic Digital Imaging System. Mark and I have been arguing back and forth about what the name should be. Odis sounds good. I think it should have a T in there. Odis, Ophthalmic Digital Imaging and Tracking System, because it does track. So imagine this is a fundus image that you have just captured off of a slit lamp that has a camera, and you've brought a patient into the room. You sit them down at the slit lamp. You bring them forward, and you use this system to come over here and you look at the fundus, you get it looking how you want it, and then you capture an image. Basically off of a live video camera, you capture an image. Then you can port in whatever file you want to port in, say a fluorescein angiogram or a OCT color map. In this case, so you could click up here and it would bring up a browser, and you could go through whatever files you have that you've imported from whatever system has provided image of the eye, and then you can open it and bring it in. We've already done that. We have an OCT color map here, and you can change the transparency between the two. So if I go to 100% on the OCT color map, that comes forward. With it aligned with the image that you've just taken, now you can come in here and look at what you want to do. This is a relatively healthy eye. Well, this OCT color map is not from the same patient. Is that right, Mark? No, it is. It is. That's right. It is. That's why all the vessels and everything line up. Duh. Okay, so now let's say you want to do a treatment. You can zoom in to whatever area you want to zoom into, and then you can grab this pointer here and create basically some type of a perimeter that you want to treat around. And it could be basically any shape you wanted it to be. So you can see it can have whatever shape you want it to, and you can drag these points wherever you think is appropriate. You can add points, you can subtract points. Well, let's just say we want to treat this area here. You can fill it in here with whatever parameters you have selected to the right. So these X's here show the actual position of where each spot is going to be treated. In this case, we have photocoagulation set up. I'm pointing over here if you can't see the cursor. Photocoagulator, and then you can also select SRT. Right now I have a photocoagulator laser set up. I can select green. I can choose whatever power level I want, 400, spot size is 200, spacing of 30 milliseconds. Okay, then we can zoom back out at this point if you so choose. Zooming in and zooming out. And now you can go back to the live fundus image, and where you have selected to treat tracks the eye. So if you're to bring the patient back forward again and go to a live camera view, we've simulated some motion of the eye, and this is actually a video that's playing in the background, and the computer system is tracking to these movements. So the patient will either blink or eye move around, and so there the patient just blinked, and then as it moves around you can see that this pattern is staying where you told it to stay. Then you can come down to the right and you can enable treatment, and as long as that's enabled you can push the foot switch and the system will complete the cue that you have set up. So it can go through here and treat as long as you have the foot switch held down, it's going to treat. Now if the patient blinks, it kicks into a safe mode and you have to come back over here and re-enable the system, and say like that happened halfway through the pattern. Then you can push the foot switch again and it'll complete the rest of the pattern for you. Okay.
Hey Jesse, a question here. What would the scanner be doing with its aiming beam?
So the aiming beam is going to be showing you where it's going to be treating. Okay. So wherever there's wherever there are spots that haven't been treated, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the video. the aiming beam is going to be showing spots that have not been treated. It's going to show the Q, right?
We've even discussed where it might highlight the next 5 or 10 points if you wanted to subdivide this
Yeah,
out.
it's always showing the Q, like what's going to be treated, what needs to be treated. On a digital display somewhere, the spots that have been treated are going to show up as some circle or color that you specify. So for SRT in particular, if you come over and select SRT, this is where it's rather useful, because whenever a treatment is being or has been treated, then this digital system will actually put a dot on the either the live video feed or on a captured image, and it'll locate it there so that you can see where you have treated in the past. And you can have different colors for different treatment times. So 2 weeks ago could have different colors than 4 weeks ago versus what you've just currently treated. So it's basically a way of tracking the places, the specific locations where you have treated, mostly with SRT, because with coagulation you can see the burns, but with SRT it's going to show you where you have treated in the past. And then it can also help you basically create a queue of where you want to treat currently.
I guess I wanted to point out on this current setup you have for SRT, down here at the bottom, it says with this number of points, which is 57, it takes about 17 seconds to treat. So during that time the patient could be moving, which, you know, the point of this for SRT is it will track the patient, so you can continue through your treatment. So
that's a really good point. 17 seconds to put 57 spots is really a long time, and that's because the SRT is about 300 milliseconds per spot. So that makes a lot of sense. If I flip over to photocoagulator, then this 24 spots that's set up by the parameters we've selected here is only 0.7 seconds. So what's also interesting about this is that we can grab this and move it. How do I get the hand, Mark?
Turn the, yeah, there you go.
There we go. Okay, so we can grab this and we can move it around. We can change the shape of it. So if you wanted to do a much larger area, you can just start putting points down and move whatever polygon shape you want to create. You can add points. Right. So it's like you want that area. You like it there. You want to move it around a little bit. How do I get back to the hand? There we go. So now I can move it or something. And then when you go to the live video feed, that's going to track the whole time as the patient moves around. It's going to track. So in this case, on a photocoagulator here, it's 18 seconds to put 603 spots down. You can enable this system and then push the foot switch down, and then it's going to systematically go through and fill in this pattern for you. As long as you have the foot switch held down and there's a clear in-focus view. So in this case, you'd be looking through the slit lamp and keeping it in focus while the treatment is going in. Is that clear?
Yeah, I think so. So for photocoagulation, this puts us one step farther down the road in that we can have any shape pattern instead of the patterns we currently have with the scanner.
Right. Yeah, the shapes can be custom shapes.
And I guess the next step, Pazit, would be to take this software and interface it over the USB bus to the scanner again, so that the aiming beam would follow and highlight this pattern on the actual patient. So I think that covers most of it.
Yeah. So we wanted to bring this to your attention. This is something that Mark has developed with the rest of us here in Salt Lake, and we think that it adds great value, particularly to SRT. We think it adds value to just the scanner and our photocoagulator lasers by itself, but having this SRT treatment and being able to show a history of where you've previously treated, along with creating a queue of where you want to treat, is very, very valuable. So we hope you see the value in this, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and particularly Mark.
Yeah, maybe we can do something about moving this forward. I think at this point there's no real focus on getting this done or
Oh,
doing anything
that's
with it.
true. Another thing you should be aware of is this is darn near ready. This is ready to. This is very close. We thought 80 to 90%
Right.
completed, ready to be integrated with the array scanner, and our basically any laser system we want to use with it.
Just need company interest to
Yep.
push it forward.
That's right.
All right. Thanks, Jesse.
Well, thank you, Mark. Bye, Pizzy.